This Daily Brew is brought to you by Inked Playmats, the official playmat vendor for Roguedeckbuilder.com. Order your own custom playmats today by visiting inkedplaymats.com, and be sure to check out our very own Rogue Deck Builder playmats. Hi there, it's Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com here with another match with the UB Hidden Strings deck. No, we'd not like to mulligan this. We have a Temple of Deceit. We have the Springleaf Drum. We should be good. We have a draw. Hey, let's see if we actually get the rematch versus Monoblack. I really want to see if this deck can actually compete with it, and I think it can with Boon of Erebos' and Mizzium Skins, as we can protect our dudes. So, Temple of Deceit is going to hopefully find us a land on top. If not, we'll scry it away. Hey, there's a land anyway, so it's still going to be Temple of Deceit. And we definitely want that on top, though, because next turn we can just cast a Painseer. And I'm sure he'll remove it, though, is the problem. So maybe it's just Springleaf. No, it definitely will be Painseer. And he'll have to respond to that. If he doesn't kill the Painseer, like if he tries to go like a Nightveil Spectre, then I'll have the Boon of Erebos up. And again, one more land. We're in the range of Zathra Necromancers, which used to be a nightmare for Monoblack. They're not nearly as good now with Bile Blights. And speaking of Bile Blight, he might have one in his hand. Hope he just pack rats here. So land, of course, would be ideal. It's a Dimir Guildgate, though. So I'm going to go ahead and attack in with the Painseer. If he goes ultimate price, Bile Blight. Okay, so that's a goner. And we'll Springleaf Drum here. Next turn, we do have either a Necromancer or an Agent of the Fates. Okay, it's definitely going to be an Agent of the Fates. And this way we'll kill his Desecration Demon. And hopefully regenerate our guy all in one here. Because we do want Agent of the Fates to survive. So I think the Triton Tactics is weaker. I'm sure that the Agent of the Fates is going to die here. Unless he has just like a Gray Merchant. He can't Bile Blight. He would have Bile Blighted in response. He knows the price in a Hero's Downfall. Nightveil Spectre. And an ultimate price. And a Pack Rat. Wow, we are in great shape now. As I'm in Temple of Deceit. Put that on bottom. Now we can cast the Zathra Necromancer. Now we can actually tap the Zathra Necromancer and attack him with the Agent of the Fates. Now maybe I should have done that right then, and he would have had to sacrifice a Nightveil Spectre or a Pack Rat and not be able to make a Pack Rat token. See what he gets off the top of my library. He gets a Dust Mantle Seer. That's fine. He can't cast it. And again, I still want to keep my guy alive. So we'll... I believe it is Dust Mantle Seer. And we'll attack him with both the Zathra Necromancer and the Agent of the Fates. And that way, if he wants to make a pack rat token and block the Agent of the Fates, we'll tap the Dust Mantle Seer and regenerate. So Doomblade, okay, let's see what he does here. He does nothing. He's just going to take the damage. Okay, so we can still now block the Nightvale Spectre. Whip of Erebos. Does he realize that my guy is flying? I don't know if he knows the Dust Mantle Seer is flying. But he's going to get life here. Maybe he just wanted life? I have no clue what he did there, why he did that there. And again, we'll just keep the Boon of Erebos up to... We both draw lands. So pretty even there. Again, I think it's just going to be Zathra Necromancer. And we can even Pain Seer here. And again, we just swing in with everything. And again, he doesn't block anything. That is very interesting. I mean, he can Desecration Demon here with a whip. Whip back a Desecration Demon. Hero's Downfall on the Dust Mantle Seer. We're definitely going to regenerate it. Which is going to force him to use another removal on it. Which I don't think he's going to be able to... Yeah, he doesn't have it. Alright, cool. So, not a terrible draw by Monoblack. Now, I don't believe the Triton tactics are... I mean, they work versus Bile Blight. But Mesium Skin's just better in that case. The one of Dark Betrayal comes in, and that is it. And the two things that come out... I'm going to take out a Springleaf Drum again. And a Rakdos Cackler. And none of the rest of these really need to come in. And again, the Siren should be good against his deck. I don't know how well I'm liking these cards. This could give us a spot for removal. We'd still have 24 creatures or 25 with the Rakdos Cackler. And we'd able to put more removal in the main board. I mean, far and away, probably deserves to be in this deck. As is blue and black. And blue, that's just too powerful probably not to put in. This, of course, is a mulligan. Cannot keep a Mutavault hand. This is much better. See if he thought seizes his first turn. He does not. And we'll Temple. and see what's on top. We'll definitely scry that down to the bottom. And if he pack rats, we'll kill it. If he doesn't pack rat, okay, we'll temple another and put that on the bottom. So we're getting lucky with our little temples. And we have a Dark Betrayal up for a Night Veil Spectre here, which I will kill, because Night Veil Spectre seems like it's the best card versus us. I mean, that could be a Desecration Demon instead, but we're going to play the weaker of the two cards, which is going to be the Siren, to eat a removal rather than the Agent. Another land. So we'll see how well this card works. Now again, if he puts out a demon, he can Thoughtseize an agent here. And if he Thoughtseize any hero's downfall, he's in great position. But I can regenerate this guy unless he's got a Bile Blight. Yeah, again, I don't know how well these Springleaf drums are working out. But it doesn't seem like he might have a handful like Gray Merchants. But that's the most unthreatening card at the moment. And now he's going to have to discard a card when my Siren untaps. Now another card that I'm thinking about putting in this deck, isn't there a heroic card that makes him discard a card? That might be a not that bad of a option. Let's just look at that right now. I think it's... See all the heroic cards that... Yeah, Ashiok's Adept. Heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets Ashiok, each opponent discards a card. That's actually not bad at all in the deck. I think that it does deserve at least a test to see how well it works. But now he's going to have to discard a Swamp. That doesn't hurt him too bad. At this point, I do believe we are just going to bestow on the Siren. And again, we have a way to protect our Siren, not against a Bile Blight, but at least against any other removal. And he's going to have to either cast the last card remaining in his hand, or it's going to be discarded. So, yeah, either way, we should be good. Gift War Zova. That's okay. The race is definitely on now. Oh, it's flying. He keeps it back, though, but I got a Boon. And Boon regenerates my dude, so... Get a Dark Betrayal off the top. That's awesome. I'm going to put this on the bottom here, and we'll definitely attack in with the Siren. Haven't seen a Gift Reserve. Are they bringing these in for Boros Burn? I'm not quite sure what it's doing in here. Just seems kind of awkward in the deck. Almost like I think like a Corrupt might just be better. And appears to have no blocks. So gonna do 3 more damage. Devour flesh. That's really good, actually. We lose our guy. And now he's free to attack in with Gray Merchant. Hidden strings at this point is pretty bad. We need to draw something relevant to get us out of this. So, yeah, top decks are not going in our favor here. As it is, the Gift of Orzhova is going to be very good against us. And a Desecration Demon. All right, something off the top. Give me a great card off the top. Tormented Hero, that's decent. As I can tap down a Desecration Demon and untap. I don't think it's worth it, though. Yeah, I think we're just going to get beat by the cards off his top being better than the cards off my top. So that's the case with Mono Black. They can definitely draw into a lot better stuff, but I mean, they do have dead cards like Thoughtseize. Unfortunately, Desecration Demon is probably the best card he could have drawn into. But he's gonna attack him for 9. I'm down to a 5. And he still has 1 card that might be relevant. He's back up to a 14. And it's a Painseer. Painseer is pretty good, actually. Because this will allow us to draw some cards. Gets another Painseer. I kind of want to tap this Painseer, but that puts us too low of life. I can't cast the Boon of Erebos now. We'll definitely just cast a Painseer to tap down a Desecration Demon. And hopefully he doesn't have a Bile Blight in his hand. But I mean, he isn't out of this quite yet. I mean, the Gray Merchant does allow him to keep gaining life, but he's going to be net down life now. And it gives us 1 more turn to find something for the Gray Merchant. But it's just 1 more Gray Merchant, and we're dead. There's a Zathard Necromancer. That's going to be very... Well, that's not going to do it, is the problem. Because we... Yeah, we'd need an Agent of the Fates here. As we're down to 1, or at least some way to deal with this Gray Merchant. So, yeah, it would have been the Siren of the Silent Song. We're going to go as quick as possible. I'm going to bring back in the Cackler. I'm going to take out a Springleaf Drum. Bioblade does hit some decent targets in his deck now I think about it. It hits the Night Veil Spectre. But is that enough? And I don't know if it quite is. I think we're just going to submit this, and we're going to try to go as aggressive as possible. Keepable Hand, Hidden Strings, Agent of the Fates, Museum Skin. I'm going to Temple of Deceit. Hopefully scry away unnecessary lands off the top. Or at least get information to set up a decent hand. Again, this getting a little bit mana flooded, maybe 20 is the right amount for this deck. But I mean, we do have some 4-drops. The Springleaf Drum should go down probably to two Springleaf Drums. I'm thinking the other heroic card might be better than Siren. He's definitely thinking whether he wants to keep his hand or not. We are very, very vulnerable to a Thoughtseize first turn. But I'm going to chuck that Mutavault on the bottom. And hopefully he doesn't have a Thoughtseize. Alright, a Springleaf Drum. We'll Temple here. Sure, we'll put that on top. That's actually a pretty cool card with the Agent of the Fates. And we'll be able to protect our Agent of the Fates. So this is really cool. We'll be able to Museum Skin protect it. So best case scenario, he puts out a Pack Rat. And then tries to kill our Agent of the Fates on his turn. So again, no Thoughtseize. So, yep, our Agent of the Fates is now protected. But I want to get advantage out of it, but might not be able to eke that out. Hope it's just a Night Veil Spectre, and then I can Spiteful Return. Hero's Downfall. I'm going to protect it. And at this point, I think the name of the game is just protect the Agent of the Fates. Spiteful Return might need to just be devour food. So I'm just going to use the Spiteful Return to try and Bioblight, though, is an issue. But, I mean, Devour Flesh is a bigger issue. Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Oh, no. Yeah, at this point, do we need to get rid of the Pack Rat? That sucks that it's Bioblight. Because the boon is regenerate. And if we would have had the boon last turn instead of the Museum Skin, we could have protected the Hero's Downfall, and then we could have Museum'd here and then killed the Pack Rat. But we're so... I mean, we're getting 2 for 1. Well, not really. We're getting equal here because we got the Pack Rat. He kills the Agent of the Fates. Now it's a Spiteful Return versus 4 cards, though. mean, this dead Springleaf Drum in our hand. Oh, there's the other Agent of the Fates. Now we're good. So he's down to a 14. Unfortunately, though, we don't have a way to protect our Agent of the Fates. So do I wait and cast it? And then use it to Hidden Strings? I think I don't. I think I just cast it here. And if he's got another removal, he's got another removal. So I'm hoping just like a Gray Merchant or a Desecration Demon. Sweet. That's awesome. But if he's got a Dark Betrayal here, I'm in a world of hurt. Mizzium Skin now is awesome, awesome, awesome. So Hidden Strings, we are going to tap this and target this. So there goes his Desecration Demon. And now I have the Mizzium Skin to protect our Agent of the Fates and protects against Devour Flesh. So that worked out very well. And we're going to Cipher it on the Agent of the Fates since we are planning on keeping it protected. He's down to an 8. And we'll go ahead and untap these. Yeah, definitely Far and Away seems very good in this deck. I think I might dislike it better than Retraction Helix. Even though Retraction Helix does have a lot of relevant targets. This time we can Mizzium Skin to protect it. And if he has another removal, he's got another removal. But there's 2 Bile Blights out of the way and a Hero's Downfall. Nightveil Spectre. Alrighty. It's actually a pretty decent card. I'm going to go and attack him with both of them. This will allow him to... He's got to block the Agent of the Fates. And he still takes 1. We do lose our Hidden Strings. But we definitely had to be proactive there. Cast another Agent of the Fates. And again, it's back to top deck mode. And hopefully we don't get outdrawn. But yeah, this point, we do have the protection against Devour Flesh. And Nightveil Spectre number 2. Again, I think I attack in. I can't let him be getting card advantage off of me. So we'll attack him with the Agent of the Fates. And it's smart for him to block here. We'll get another Nightveil Spectre out of the way. And we'll unleash this dude. And hopefully he's out of threats. 1 card in hand. It is a Nightveil Spectre again. Ay, ay, ay. There's a Tormented Hero. But he's got to keep his Nightveil Spectre back to block now. I would assume. And another Hidden Strings just gives me great. Yeah, I guess he just attacks with it and hopes to get some off the top. He gets a Pain Seer. That's really good. He's able to cast it and cast whatever else he has in his hand. That's a decent card. I do believe we get in there for the Tormented Hero and the Rakdos Cackler. Get him down to a 3. Whoops. The cool thing about this is we can actually just float a mana. And now he's going to have to discard a card. It's probably just going to be a swamp. And now I'm definitely wishing I had those Bile Blights. Hero's Downfall on the Siren. But now the last card's got to go. See what it is. Yeah, that's the swamp. And we get a swamp. So again, just getting outdrawn here on the top decks. Need the Dust Mantle Seer. Hopefully he doesn't get anything relevant off the top. Mizium Skinny, that's not very good. And if... Another Nightveil Spectre. Well, Spiteful Return actually does it here. That's probably the best draw we could have drawn into. Because now he's got a block. He loses the Nightveil Spectre. And we keep our Rakdos Cackler alive. And he goes to a 1. So, woo! We finally get a top deck. After the series of Nightveil Spectres by this dude. But now he's just going to... Okay, yeah, he's got a block, duh. So, Nightveil Spectre dies. I mean, he'd basically have to runner here. Now he's got to attack in with the Nightveil Spectre. And hope to get something off my top. Which, I don't have a ton of stuff. Which is just a swamp, and that is game. So not too shabby. This has been Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.